All right, so what are we doing and why? So what we've got built here is an Ovo Reanimator list that people have been successful with on the ladder so far. Ovo, for those who are unfamiliar, is a 22 health diamond champion that says for 3 charges, and if you have a diamond threshold, you revert target troop you control. So how this combos is we use cards like Change Course, which puts extra cards into our crypt, and Soothsaying, draw 2, discard 1, or draw 4, discard 2 in the late game, to discard cards like Ozawa, Cosmic Elder, and Dark Heart of Nulzun in the early game, in order to return them to play as a Phantom with Hereafter or Ethereal Caller, and then use Ovo to revert them back to their original form. One of the things that's kind of interesting about this deck list that's being successful is that it's got 4 copies of Forge of Kadok in it as an accelerant. And this says, as an additional cost to play this, put another artifact or dwarf from your hand into your deck. So this, we have these 4 artifacts, and then we have 4 Dark Hearts and a Singleton Mad Robomancer, which this needs gems in it. Definitely create action gem. What do I want? I want Flight on this. I don't put Flight on this. So we've got 5 other things that Forge of Kadok can put back into our deck. This kind of acts as an accelerant. Someone else mentioned that this might be kind of a low count for Forge of Kadok, and that sounds right. I mean, that's only like these. If you have 2 forges, you can forge a forge back into your deck, but I feel like we want at least. I want it. My gut says at least 2 more, like at a minimum. I've seen deck lists that play some Sin in the main deck as additional Ovo Reanimate targets, which seems reasonable. So maybe we're gonna do that. Clash of Steel is a little medium in the format right now. Well, I guess Clash is really good with Darkheart. Just a good cleanup button. I don't really want to change anything before we play games with it, but at the same time, I really feel like this count for Forge of Kadok is a little bit low. I'm gonna at least get this Sin into the main deck. I think I want all these Azawas in the main. So what am I gonna trim here to fit at least a Sin? Am I just swapping the Ozawa to the board? Could also do a Mega Hulk. Nah, I think Sin's better than Mega Hulk. Sin draws cards, and I like drawing cards. I'm not sure what the trim is here. So the person that built the deck has been playing it mentioned that Silver Talon Adjudicator is kind of sweet with Forge of Kadok, because Forge of Kadok puts you down on cards, but Silver Talon Adjudicator kind of draws you more cards back up when you empty your hand, and Forge helps you empty your hand. So I'm kind of weary about these Eternal Guardians in the board. They're pretty good game 1 against like Wild and stuff, but I guess they're not even that good, right? Like they get crocked, and like people are bringing in things to kill our Dark Hearts. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm just gonna cut a Silver Talon or an Ozawa for now. I think. Cut a Silver Talon. Yeah, I'm gonna put this extra Silver Talon on the board for now. Just like get an extra artifact in the main deck for Forge of Kadok. All right, let's play some games. first. This hand doesn't seem particularly good. It's kind of slow. It's got an Azawa in the opener. The only thing it really has going for it is that Clash of Steel is generally reasonable against the Shoku decks. But I think I'm gonna mulligan this. Feel like we can do better than that. That seems okay. We got Change Course, Transmog, got a Dark Heart at some point. Unfortunately, the minus cost gem is not going to be useful in our opening hand, but this hand looks very similar to the last one, but it's got a Transmog as early interaction, so it's not the worst. Play that out and pass the turn here. Transmog gives us an answer to an early Runear Hierophant, or alright, never Transmog the Brave. Even I'm not that crazy. A Slow Shard, right on time Slow Shard. Pass the turn here. So like, what's an ideal sequence here? We change course into one of our we change course into a Hereafter, and then bin one of our troops, and then we get to combo on turn 3. Our champion power for 3 charges reverts a troop we control. So we're looking to dump fatties into our bin with cards like Change Course, and then return them to play as phantoms and revert them with Ovo. Alright, so we found an Ethereal Caller here. That's technically half our combo. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Ethereal Caller, because we could very well find a troop to bin with this next Change Course here at some point. We're going to take some damage here, but not too much. Clash of Steel is a good pickup here. When they turned into coins, God, that card was so much better against 1-drops when they could turn into coins. Alright, now if we're really lucky, there's an Ozawa somewhere in the top 3 cards of our deck. Wow! That's like the opposite of really lucky. That's really unfortunate. Alright, Forge of Kadok, which is super awkward. Forge Clash, also not a combo. So Forge requires I put an artifact or dwarf from my hand back in my deck in order to play it, so I can't actually play it and play out this Dark Heart, because in order to play this, I have to put Dark Heart back into my deck. I think we're just clashing here. Wipe out everything but the Runear, and then we can transmog the Runear. This has Skyguard Steadfast and Random Troop. Transmog this dork. And what a wild child it is. We're going to Fort 11 here. Need to draw an artifact, a dwarf, or a non-slow shard. Alright, change course. Alright, hey, look at that. We hit the combo. So we get to grab a shard here, and we dump this Ozawa into our bin. And then we play this shard out here. And then we play out Ethereal Caller, which when Ethereal Caller comes into play, it returns a troop from our crypt to play as a phantom. And then our champion power is going to go ahead and revert this phantom into Ozawa, which has plus X, where X is our health, and it has life drain. So we have an 11/11 here. Clash is very good, super powerful. Master Moss, sure, you do you. I think it's cute that we're still playing. Transmog, yep. Just, yeah, I'm gonna jump with this. We'll just attack with this guy. So we gain 11, which makes this a 22/22. Yeah, maybe I should attack with this. It's flying. Just like push the damage. That's very possible. I guess I can block this 1/1. We're gonna take 5 and go to or take 6 and go to 16, and this is gonna attack and gain us 16. And obviously we're not playing out Dark Heart because it makes a sacrifice a non-socketed card every turn, and I don't want to sacrifice my Giant Ozawa. Sure. Or we just, you know, take 1. We have a 21/21. It's doing a 42/42. Let's attack for 21. Another sweet thing that's worth noting, one of the reasons I kind of like Hereafter better is this reverts and transforms a troop in any crypt into a phantom into play under our control. So, this can actually revert and transform a troop out of their crypt that has died. So we can Hereafter one of their things that we've killed and then Ovo it back into the original form, which is pretty powerful. I don't understand why they didn't attack last turn but then didn't block with it. Not sure what their line is here to beat the guy that doubles their health every turn and doubles his own power and toughness, but you know, it's their time. They can spend it how they want to. I should probably be okay. Now we've definitely have enough life that I should just be attacking with this 1/1 as 1/2 as well. At a certain point, we'll just like draw more resources and draw another Ozawa. Casual 84/84. I'm gonna repel this so it doesn't turn back into a 5/5. I'm gonna transmog this at end step because it turns it into a 0-drop. We'll kill them with the 84/84. GG. Alright, what are we doing in terms of boards? Casual, no ideas. Speed with the Twitch Prime resubscription, 6 months in a row. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. This feels like a matchup where Forge of Kadak isn't particularly good. I feel like they're not going under me too often. And I feel like I don't mind taking things out of their crypt with this. Probably don't mind having Repel. Totem Trap seems fine because it can kill their... I think I'd rather be killing their things than like trying to stop them from going under me. I could see Immortality being okay. I could see Eternal Guardian. I could see Eternal Guardian being okay. I want another Caller. Caller's a little medium, it seems like. Silvertail Adjudicator is probably also not the greatest in this matchup, so maybe I should trim those and bring in some of these other threats. Just like go combo heavier with the Eternal Guardian. This does not seem great against Crocosaur, though. Let's bring in one of those and 2 Immortalities just so we can survive big attacks. Let's see. This hand seems okay. We got Change Course to dig for some stuff. We've got 2 of our bombs in our hand, but we also have the Soothsaying in our hand as well. if we can keep other creatures off the board. Yeah, so the problem is one of our combo pieces like requires us to put another troop on the board, right? Like Ethereal Caller like requires us to put a second troop on the board. Avoids death is correct. State-based actions in this game work just like they do in Magic. So you need to put twice as much damage blocking in Ozawa as it has power and toughness. Opponent kept what appears to be a slow hand, or they better have Runeair on 3. Hereafter is exactly what we are looking for. We've got Soothsaying plus Ozawa in our hand already here, so on our next turn we're just going to go ahead and cast the Soothsaying and bin the Ozawa, and then the following turn we can Hereafter it plus do this and just get a turn for Ozawa. Hey, DeCandio, what's going on? So we'll Soothsaying, draw 2, discard the Ozawa here. And then next turn, again, we'll Hereafter, which puts that from our Crypt into play as a 1/1 Phantom, and then our Champion Power turns it back into its base form. Alrighty. Oh, sorry, I thought I muted myself there. Apologies for chewing in your ears. Yeah, this game's a lot of fun, Brennan, and they have cash tournaments, which appeases someone like myself that's more competitive minded for games like this. This deck seems really sweet. The two best decks right now aren't particularly interactive. I've got to imagine this deck that I'm playing really struggles against the Diamond Sapphire control deck and the like Kaigalichu mid-range decks, but those decks aren't particularly popular because these two decks, the Shoku deck like my opponent's playing and the Mono Ruby Angus deck aren't are just so powerful in what they do. He's probably going to have a real hard time beating through this Ozawa, though. Paragam Shift's the one that returns the card to their hand, and then if they play it, you can put a troop from your hand into play, right? I don't think that's particularly good. It's basically an awkward removal spell. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and ship with this because, again, even though they have 8 power worth of things, when state-based actions get checked, this is going to survive. And they know how this works, so they're just going to single block there. I already played a resource. I don't think so next turn I can empower the Soothsaying, which lets me double every number on it. So it'll be a 6 cost that draws 4 and discards 2 instead of draws 2 and discards 1. So I think I'd rather just like hold up Repel and Totem Trap here and like repel this Runeair and hopefully Totem Trap the second one. Yeah, and then we can Soothsaying for like extra value next turn. And then like just cast this Sin the turn after that. Use Pipit, turn a shard into a Chaos Key. Okay. Might Singer grows, but not nearly as quickly as Ozawa grows. I guess he could technically race it if he has enough damage going on here. Hopefully this Repel is going to be enough to keep this in check. So these things keep getting bigger. He's gonna do his best. If we didn't have this Repel, there's a very real chance that these would be able to race our Ozawa along with this Might Singer. Hopefully he attacks with this too, so I can Totem Trap it. Yeah, alright. Repel this one. Please don't Gargolith me. Please don't Gargolith me. Oh, that pause. He's either upset or he has a Gargolith. Ugh, vomit. Alright, no, let's totem trap that. Wow. Okay, well, we're taking 16, 17, 18 and going to 10. That's a little rough. Huh. The Soothing's actually going to need to find some action here. Eternal Guardian. Okay. Hmm. I think I have to Soothsaying into an Ethereal Caller and just regular, so that way we can do something else this turn. Okay. Clash of Steel will probably do. I'm gonna bin the Ethereal Guardian, I think, because I can cast the Sin. I guess I could just bin a Shard since I have extras of those, and the next turn I can go Shard Sin, and then I have 2 draw steps set a Shard to play the Guardian on curve. So, yeah, let's go ahead and Clash. Clash is very good. I kind of wish we had more copies of Clash in the reserves. There's only 2 in the main deck, and I really wish I had access to more of them. So Clash lets each player choose a single card that they have, and then they void every other card that they control. So chooses to keep the Might Singer. Okay. We'll hit him for 10, gain 10, go to 20, have a 20-20. Casual. This is going to turn into a 7-7. Oh, there's still Chipotle chips left. I don't know what's in these lime chips other than lime, but they're delicious. All right, hitting our shard is decent. Entering it to play Ethereal Guardian, Eternal Guardian, Eternal Guardian in 2 turns. The Prophet has a line going to the Crypt or to the Void, which means it was created. This was created from a Ruiner Hierophant. What's my go-to Chipotle order? I just get their regular veggie burrito bowl. Some brown rice, some fajita veggies. I don't really do beans, guac, extra cheese, and after they do the extra cheese, you say no a little bit more than that because the cheese is the reason to go to Chipotle. And then the corn salsa is also fantastic. I'm a big fan of the corn salsa. Man, our opponent is really giving it the college try here. Let's go ahead and attack with both of these. So Sin, when he attacks, he voids the top card of our deck and then gives us a copy in our hand that we can play for free. Unfortunately, he just gave us a resource, so that doesn't really give us any kind of discount. And I gain 11. So now, here's the question we have to ask ourselves, is do we play this Eternal Guardian? When we're in a position like we're in right now, the question we want to ask yourself is always, how do we lose the game? And does playing the Eternal Guardian expose us to anything? Playing the Eternal Guardian makes it so if our opponent has a Crocosaur plus Carnosaur, we could lose the game. They could Croc and fight Sin plus Eternal Guardian and then Carnot. Whereas if we don't play the Eternal... Oh, wait, this prevents damage that would be dealt to troops you control, right? Yeah, I'm an idiot. Croc can't fight this. I forgot that Croc can't fight this. This prevents damage. Oh, Croc can't fight this. Croc can fight this, but it wouldn't fight my other thing. Never mind, that's fine. Oh, Gargulus is the last card. Yeah, good call. Good call that Gargulus is the last card. I forgot they revealed that. Thank you, Buffety. God bless you, chat. You're way smarter than I am. So this is a bomb among bombs. It prevents all damage that would be dealt to us and other troops we control. Oh, we are dead if he crocs, though, right? Jeez. Yeah, okay, I was right. I shouldn't have... If he crocs and fights these two, then he kills me with damage. Whereas if I would have left... no, I was dead to damage either way there, right? Oh, I could have left repel up and not been dead to damage. Yeah, I think I was... He might have boarded out croc. Maybe. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I guess we don't have any good targets for it. Let's queue up another one. Definitely has things going on. This is one of the matchups that the person that built it was playing. It said they built it for, so... Oh, yeah, you're right. I do know he has the Gargolith. Okay, yep, so we have to play that. Okay. Look at that. We figured it out. Yep. Yep. I'm going to make one little change. I'm going to cut this second Scouring Light and put it another... I want a third Clash of Steel in the 75. We're going to especially want the Clash of Steel if we play against... what's it called? If we play against Kaigalichu. I'm trying to think. It's like... Yeah, I'm just going to... We're just going to jam in all the Clash of Steels. Because I feel like Kaigalichu is probably a bad matchup for this deck. And if we come up against that, I want all of my clashes. Ooh. This champion, so what does their champion do? It's for 4 charges. If they have 3 or more artifacts in their crypt, it summons a Warbot, which is a 3/3. Okay. Is Hex as expensive as Magic? It's I'd estimate the competitive like tier 1 decks in Hex are about half or less a lot of the competitive tier 1 decks in Magic standard format. The tier 1 aggressive deck, which is arguably the best deck in the constructed format right now, runs about $90 or so. I think it's pretty reasonable. Gonna keep this. Forge of Kadak, Darkheart of Nulzun, also not a combo. It's a combo in the fact that Darkheart can get pitched to Forge, but Forge gets sacrificed to Darkheart. Yeah, from a playing competitively aspect, it's infinitely cheaper considering I can play all the cash tournaments from my basement. But from a, like a casual, I'm just playing like F&M type events and smaller things, like it's definitely cheaper from that aspect too, especially compared to standard, definitely compared to modern, other stuff like that. Although we don't have a non-rotating format yet, so I guess we won't know exactly how it compares just yet. So I'm not going to play the Forge out just yet. No reason to give them information about what exactly I'm doing. Yep, you have any questions, feel free to ask. So I want to hold the Forge because I don't want them to know we're going to have as many resources as we're going to have available to us next turn. Blam Smith is a 2/2, and Scrounge, which they did not do. So Scrounge means they can void extra troops from their crypt to get a bonus effect on it, and he can pay 2 to summon some Dreadlings with this. So I'm going to hit for 1 here on this dork. Probably going to Forge, throw Darkheart back into our deck, and then Soothsaying ditch the Ozawa. These decks without Blood or Diamond in them are really going to have a hard time getting rid of our... And that's our second combo piece right there. So we're going to have the turn 3 Ozawa. Let's Seems pretty good. Select a card. I'm going to put the Sin back in my deck. Yeah, I'm going to put the Sin back in my deck. We might need to play this dark card out at some point. I'm going to go ahead and activate this for a resource. And then cast the Soothsaying to draw 2, discard my Ozawa. Bin this dork. This one's cheaper until end of turn. It's going to turn back into a 5-drop after that, though. And then next turn, we will go Diamond Shard, Ethereal Color, and then bring back Ozawa as a Phantom, and then use Ovo to revert the Phantom back into the scary 8-drop. Yeah, exactly. There really aren't powerful or consistent Hero Fall decks in the format right now. So, I agree that I would be afraid to play this in a format full of, like, Mono Blood Zorath, but I think the Zorath deck's pretty poor against the 2 best decks in the format, so this seems like a sweet metagame choice. The Dark Heart has a gem in it that says when you draw this card, it gets -2 cost until end of turn if you have a Diamond Threshold. So because we have a Diamond Threshold, when we draw it, it gets cheaper until end of turn. So play our Ethereal Caller out here. Put the Ozawa into play. I would guess Angus wrecks this with all the burn and the fireball. Maybe, let's start with the fact that Angus is never beating this if it gets into play, which is very reasonable. Fast Darkheart, also very good against Angus, especially 6 toughness Darkheart. And it's not free for Angus to just leave up burn and fireball in the early turns of the game. Angus is costing itself tempo if it's not tapping out every single turn. The old Mecha Flick Chimp. Sure. You do you, opponent. I'm just going to start attacking with my giant guy that gains a bunch of life. He made Dreadlings that my Ozawa was going to get to block. Deal. Oh, he must have thought, he didn't realize this was the base state. He must have thought reverting it was going to turn it back into the Phantom. Our opponent's Platinum. They're only 1 step below Cosmic. One tier pair down is not anywhere near unreasonable. I'll go ahead and attack for 32 here. Then the question becomes, do I want to play this Dark Heart out? I guess I can sack the Forge next turn, and then this the turn after that. And that lets me get 2 attacks in with this, and these Dark Hearts eventually just beat him down. Yeah, that seems fine. This is going to make me sacrifice the Ozawa eventually, but even getting past 100 should be more than enough for me too. I guess there's a world where, like, they can kill this and this, and I'm only at 62, but even 62 with 2 Dark Hearts is probably going to be more than sufficient. Oh, jeez, he's got a 6/6. So this gets bigger when he has 5 or more artifacts in his crypt, and whenever he plays an artifact, he gets a Dreadling now. Ozawa does essentially double every turn, so Ozawa has life drain, so we gain life when it deals damage, and its power and toughness is equal to our health. Hey, what's going on, Penta? maybe playing the dark card out was aggressive. It's probably aggressive. Probably still gonna win, but we'll see. Oh geez, he has a 6/6. Yep. I probably shouldn't have played this and should have just kept attacking with this, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get through it eventually. This is gonna put us to 120 something, and then we'll sack this next turn, and then this will push us to 256 the follow, or 250 40 something the following turn. So whatevs. This has speed. Crush? No, just crush, not speed. So our next turn, we'll sacrifice the Ethereal Caller, we'll crack him with this, and then we'll play the second Dark card out. They're going to attack with these. Nope, okay. Sack this one. I could, I could repel, fix my mistake and repel my own dark card here. I could, all right. We're gonna let chat decide. Do I play the second dark card or do I repel my first one? Oh, well, oh, this gives him the option to kill it so I don't have to repel it. That seems fine. Wow. Holy crap, he took it. Okay, sure. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't know what his I don't know what his plan is for beating the Ozawa, but your move. We're just gonna play this second one here when we get this. Is this unique? It is unique. Damn it! Can't play the second one. Well, that plan went down the window. Why didn't these attack? I'm so confused. Why didn't these two attack? I mean, if he transmogs it, I just OVO it back. OVO reverts target thing. Or you could have a Zygmun's game? Okay. Zygmun's game is real. Play him a mad Robomancer out here. He's got flight on attack. And when he comes into play, we create a random action. Ooh. And whenever we play an action, we get a replica of Mad Robomancer into our hand. Dystopia with the 7137. How long are we going to be playing for today? It depends on how long the kids are good for. My oldest actually threw up again right as we were starting the stream, but my wife is home still, so my youngest is napping. So if he's being good, I plan to go for a few hours at least, try and make up for some of the downtime I missed earlier this week due to all of the holiday stuff. Play Cry Eagle here, which gives us another Mad Robomancer. Is there a life total where the game breaks? If there is, it's very high because we've gotten fairly high on this stream before, like into the 5 and 6 digits worth of health. Yeah, almost to the 4 digits worth of health. Yeah, and I've mentioned this on this stream particularly a few times before. That's like where, like, especially in, it's not like this is a large cash tournament where it's like single elimination or something like that. It's, you're playing on the ladder where like playing more games is to your advantage. So like being able to play more games in a shorter time span is ideal. So you might as well just like concede games that you're like 99% to lose so that way you can get in more games. Classic shard call here. And if you've never seen Mad Robomancer before, you're going to see how quickly he gets out of hand. So we played the second one, and then we played an action. Now we have two Robomancers. And then we're going to play this third Robomancer out, and he's going to make an action, and then we'll get three more. Traxum! With the 4-month resub, a third of the year. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. Well into the 4 digits here. 1,800 life. Should have grabbed a different threshold for Robomancer. Oh, geez, you're so right. I should have gotten, like, blood or something. I didn't even think about that. I was like, it just doesn't matter. But it does, because Robomancer makes a random action equal to the types of thresholds that you have. Lasgar's Vengeance. What a blowout. Down to 1,884 life. Sure, squared, but, like what we're doing, like we've already kind of done our thing, and like we're just gonna have to sit here and beat down and just like see how high we could get. So teach their own, I suppose. What if he's going for Eternal Guardian Warp Steel? That's fair. Good thing we've got this Martyr in our hand now. Got the Robomancers that are fairly mad going on. Bottled VTA. This draws a card, gains a life, and what? Charge? Okay. Not going for multiple. Yep, I checked. I checked if it was unique before I played the second one. Thank you very much. I guess there's a World War Warp Steel, which you can get him out of it. In a world where I have nothing. Penta, you can come cook for me if you want. I believe we let Canadians in to do things like cook. All right, heading towards the 5 digits with the Ozawa. Into the 7,500s. We got a scheme. Oh yeah, scheme the crap out of this. Get 2 more Mad Robomancers into our hand. What do I want here? Scheme. Let's scheme a Transmogrifade. Why not? I think it really matters. Oh, did your show end? Yeah. Arcane Zephyr in my Reanimator decks? That's funny. Alright, there's the concession. Does Bamonte cook? You know? I don't know. Huh, what do we want? What do we want in this matchup? Immortality doesn't seem like the worst. It seems like they might be aggressive. Clash also seems okay. They kind of go a little bit wide. I have no idea what I'm doing boarding with this deck. Helps protect the Phantom against burn as well. That's a really good point, Armies. Any thoughts on how we want to reserve here? I'm a big fan of the when in doubt click submit methodology. Mad Robomancer doesn't seem particularly exciting. We bring an Ethereal Guardian, kind of keep our Forge Cat count similar. I probably have a hard time dealing with Ethereal Guardian. Clash seems great. The problem is if I'm bringing in more clashes, I feel like I don't want the forges. I guess they're going wide. That's fair. Let's just do like what we did against the wild deck. Just like bring in some more removal. Bring in all the Ethereal Guardians. Bring an extra here after. Cut the Sin. Yeah, let's do that. Some more interactivity. Sand seems okay. It's a little, it looks a little bit, looks a little awkward. But again, we've got like a Transmogrifade to like slow him down. Good evening, Solax. The old Mecha Flick Chimp on one. Look, I am the least of all to judge someone playing 61 cards. Alrighty. What do we got here? Underworld Decree, sure. Oh, you know what? I think he's playing Mecha Flick Chimp to enable his champion power. That's what it seems like. I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing with the Mecha. So their champion power requires there to be 4 or 3 artifacts in their crypt. And I guess it also helps enable the 1-drop that requires 5 artifacts in your crypt to be a 6/6. One could say our boat is destined for a course change here. All right, now if we're a true professional, we're going to change course into Hereafter and a threat, or Ethereal Caller and a threat. I want to take this Hereafter. I'm going to play this out. I think I actually want to try and play around a burn here, though. And I'm just going to pass the turn. They don't have any pressure in play, so I'm just going to pass the turn here. So we hit the combo, but I'm gonna be a little bit conservative here and try and pace myself. No reason to make them have it when they don't have any pressure on the board. Hopefully they just play out like 4 resources worth of stuff this turn. Are streamed or otherwise publicly watchable? I have no idea. I guess it works with Blamsmith too. Okay. Ooh, and look at that. He tapped out. So let's go ahead and transmogrify. Oh, I should transmogrify this post-combat because it could turn into something with speed. It did not. Thank God. Let's go ahead and change course here. My opponent probably should have activated their champion power before scrounging there. In Hex, the easiest way to remember what you can and can't respond to things with in Hex is that if something has a target, you can always respond to it. So the things you can't respond to are the things that don't target in Hex. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Repel for now, I think. I'd rather have that than the Clash. And then next turn, we can Hereafter Ovo to get our combo going. Dark Heart. I don't think I want to play Dark Heart out. I'm just going to go ahead and change course again here, because I'd rather play an Ovo if we find one. Get 3 more looks at putting an Ovo in the bin here, since Hereafter only costs 1. Look at that! Ozawa, Ovo. I meant Ozawa. My deck knew what I was talking about. So let's go ahead and put Ozawa into play here. Use Ovo to revert it back into a giant 18/18 monster that can only grow in one direction. Here's my 18/18. There are many like him, but this one is mine. There's a regional in March that I intend to play in Collinsville, Illinois. I don't know if there's any coverage of that type of event, though. Transmogrified me into an Aborian Root Father, so 2 more charges, and we will be able to revert this back into the Ozawa. That's kind of funny. I could just play the Dark Heart out? Huh. That's... Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna attack with this and then play the Dark Heart out. Because it's socketed, so the Dark Heart wouldn't make me sacrifice it. Oh, we got a free card. Right, when you play right now, there's a random chance whenever you win a match that you get a promo gift to the Manti. 'Cause Christmas. Yeah, games like Magic and Hex and these other TCGs, they have a lot more going on than poker does. This deck's very smooth. Like I said, I think, and one of the reasons this deck's so powerful is, I think as far as gold fishing goes, this deck's probably one of the more powerful goldfishes in the sea right now. Easy mulligan here. Sure. Hand seems fine. So, hopefully we draw a Sapphire Shard here. So, because what drawing Sapphire Shard here allows us to do is it allows us to play this Forge and then change course on 1. And then we'll be the true professional that we are, and we'll change course into Hereafter, and then be able to Hereafter Ovo on turn 3. Okay, opponent's playing the Yeti deck that I worked on a little bit last season. Huh. Clash isn't generally great in this matchup, but I have a bunch of shards in my hand, so I think we're taking it. I have... Oh, what a fucking dagger. So this only gets its cost reduced if you have a diamond threshold when you draw it. So we played Sapphire in one so we could change course. And then, yep. I agree that Forge seems out of place and awkward. The consistency that the deck has to combo with feels like it should be between the consistency that the deck can combo on turn 3 and like being able to turn 3 Dark Hearts. It feels like it should have enough speed to keep up with some of the nut draws. Tilt Gem, right? His combats are well trained. Hey, never didn't have it. And then the Dark Heart Forge of Kadak combo that we talked about earlier. So, starting my opponent's turn, they have to sacrifice a non-socketed card they control. What's the matter, bud? Do you want a different show? Another combat training, sure. And this is sweet because now we can transmog this. We can transmog this and they won't get their combat training back. So let combat start before they attack, transmog this. The having immunity to transmog's pretty sweet. He does have like wings, doesn't he? Huh. He can fly. That's very true. Jam the second one of these into play. That's probably the end of this game. Correct, Batman. Now the question becomes, do we want to risk getting killed by running Yetis? I'm just going to attack with one of these because my opponent has Baby Yeti in their deck, which means they certainly have Mama Yetis in there. So I think this is conservative. They're missing shard drops, but I feel like the way we lose this is we allow our opponent to get in a chip shot with a 5/5 Yeti and then burn us out from there. I think just pumping the brakes here a little bit and going a little bit slow is ideal. Only one resource off of this, so let's grab him. I disagree, Dark Wonders. I think the spell shield gem and cards like Chlorophilia and Howling Brave that are definitely high power level, like having some of those really high power level cards existing in Eternal is fine for a non-immortal, an immortal, sorry, is fine for a non-rotating format. I think having some exceptionally high power level cards is fine. Again, just going to continue being conservative here. Just attack with this one, attack with this one, attack with this one. Yeah, Cosmic Dragons is one of the first decks I'm looking forward to making an Immortal. Shouldn't I have taken the Robomancer? I don't think it really matters. You're correct, because Darkheart's going to kill these, right? That's fine. It blocks for a turn. Claude, I don't really have an informed or educated opinion on it. Again, I'm just playing a decklist card for card that someone else posted they've been doing well with, and the Hex Meta results back up their claims, so just kind of trying to get a feel for what they said they thought was good. This definitely feels like a matchup where I want a little bit less combo aspect and a little bit more interaction. I think Silver Talon Adjudicator is probably pretty good in this matchup, though. I actually think our ethereal colors are probably reasonable too. Just like having Clash of Steel doesn't seem particularly great for the first time. Hereafter seems fine. Eternal Guardian's probably okay. Actually, Eternal Guardian's probably better than Ozawa. Although I guess Ozawa has a better lasting effect after it gets removed from the board if they're able to interact with it. I'm going to try and board like this, and I think we've played enough. We played 3 matches with the deck now, which isn't enough to get a perfect feel for it, but the Forges just seem super awkward. And we haven't played against Angus, which is where they said they felt like they really needed the speed increase, which is fair, but they seem like they come at a real cost. Matman, play enough humans that you can play Cobblestone. It's basically the TLDR of Ruby Diamond. If you can't play enough humans to play Cobblestone, you need to try again. Pretty easy mulligan here, just nothing to do till turn 4. Easy mulligan again. Depressing keep? I'm gonna go again. This hand is literally the first hand minus 3 cards. Waffle, both of those are major gems. For good reason. Those are both majors. Yep, there you go. Army's got you. What we could do, however, is you could build double damage on... You could put direct damage on Azure Fate Sorceress and double damage on Cosmic Shaman. That sounds like science I'm willing to be a part of. The Azure Fate Sorceress, Cosmic Shaman, double damage, direct damage combo, womboiest of combos. The Flickering Nerb Gerbler. So this is a 2/2 with Rage 1, Flight, and Speed, which is every time this attacks, it gets +1 power permanently. At the end of my opponent's turn, if they played an action, it goes back to their hand. Otherwise, they have to sacrifice it. So that's why they didn't play their 2-drop until turn 3. Probably got a combat training here or something. Burns. They're hoping I don't have a Transmogrifade, which they are lucky I do not. Not that lucky. We mulliganed a whole bunch. You want to come in here and sit with your papa? Hey, I would love to repel a Flickering Knob Gobbler. Come here, bud. Dad loves Jacob. I'm sorry you're still not feeling well, buddy. And after we repel the Knob Gobbler, we could Hereafter, because this grabs a card out of any crypt. Combat training the Bamblebot. Seems good. Have to wait till I attack here, because repel only destroys an attacking troop. Would like to draw a non-slow shard or a Dark Heart here so we can play it out. Transmogrifade will do in a pinch. Oh, are you tired? You just want someone to cuddle with? You're such a sweet boy, Jake. Okay, Mama Yeti's annoying, but not the end of the world. So I'm going to Transmogrifade the Mammy Yeti here, and then after they attack with this Bumblebot, I'm going to Hereafter their Flickering Gobbler into a Phantom and trade. ramp spell shield Runear. No, let's not kid ourselves. Runear is still going to be the same old, same old. Man, the slow shard kills us there. If we had non-slow shard and we hit the Silver Talon Adjudicator this turn, we'd be in this game that we mulliganed before in. Hopefully, big bucks, no second mama. Here's hoping for no second mama. That's a baby Yeti. Don't go shard mama. Don't go shard mama. Don't go shard mama. No mama, no mama, no mama, no mama. Alrighty. That's not a mama. Okay, I got you, bud. Take 4 here. Where do my sons get curly hair? From my wife's side. I think Adjudicator's better than Darkheart here. Make sure I want to draw cards with this one possible. That's true, armies. That's actually really big, right? That seems like a pretty big gain. Oh god, I forget that Spell Shield's minor. Yeah, Spell Shield double damage seems huge. Man, having to play that slow shard was such a killer. Really wish those shards would have come in the other order there. Whoa, their guys are combat trained. Okay, that's actually not the worst for us. So we can just they're gonna get 2 combat trainings back to their hand here. We're gonna go to 9, but then we can jam this Darkheart into play here. And then they lose one of their guys next turn, and this one can block the other one. If he draws like a burn or a fireball, he can attack this in, and when we block, he can eat it. I think that's fine. And if he just like training attacks here, we just like snap block. Okay, that means he can't attack this turn. Change course. Another Darkheart would be okay. Soothsaying Hereafter. What do we got in Crypts? Grabbing a Hereafter seems fine. I have another change course here. Ethereal Caller, change course. Am I just grabbing another change course? That's probably fine. Just pass the turn here. If they somehow deal with this, we can change course, hopefully, into another fatty. It's possible we should take the Soothsaying there since we can empower it the following turn and draw 4, discard 2. Another Thunderfield Seer, sure. So their next action is going to draw a bunch of cards. Silver Talon Adjudicator sounds wonderful. So I can get this Guardian back. And then play the Silver Talon Adjudicator to draw some cards and gain some life. Am I going to transmog my own Darkheart? I feel like I might. I feel like I might transmog this Darkheart. Yeah, I think we're going to pass, let him sack, and then at his end step, I'm going to transmog this. Especially since we're only 1 short off of playing this as Oa out. Cowboys, yeah. God, that's so sweet. This deck's got a lot of great moving pieces to it. Huh. So the fact that I'm willing to trade this for this, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice this. I'm basically trading my Talon for this guy because he's gonna have to sacrifice this to this next turn. Means I can't play a Zawa out this turn, but I think that's... Yeah, that was maybe loose. I guess I didn't know I was drawing the shard necessarily. Okay. Probably should have burned this in case he drew another burn. Maybe he's just counting on me having to Dark Heart it. Yeah, I didn't attack with this because they were going to have to sacrifice it anyways, so I'd rather just have it on defense. Enters play, exhaust this, gain. Okay, so we can't Ovo it back, but that's probably fine. God, Divination Bird too strong. Why? Why are you so strong, Divination Bird? Why are you so strong? Nothing worth bringing back. So let's attack with this. Dead on board. It's got more power too, and can gain life. I'm not sure what Robomancers and Transmogs are going to do for my opponent there, but guess it sucks that they didn't draw them. I'm going to go run my Chipotle that I haven't finished here upstairs to the fridge, and I will be right back when we play some more games. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. come down. Hey, 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 here. Alrighty, what do we got? All right, let's push this around a little bit. I think we've come to the conclusion we don't really like the forges, um, which means I don't need this Sin or this Mad Robomancer in the main deck. I think I want one more resource if I'm trimming the forges. I think we need much more than that. 23 with four change course seems fine. I think 3 Silver Talons probably fine for the main deck. Let's look at, I'm going to look on Hex meta here real quick and see what other people have been playing in these, in these decks. Nightsbane, Ovo. Psychic Ascension. More Clash seems fine. Arcane Focus doesn't seem terrible. Add a little consistency. It's a dirtle factor, though, on Arcane Focus. Nah, I don't like Shift. Shift is the way you make decks like this bad are by putting cards in them that are bad. You want your cards to be generally powerful, and one of the reasons why I think this build is doing so successful and being so powerful is because we're just like playing cards that are genuinely good with Darkheart, and even just like hard casting the Ozawa isn't awful. Honestly, I wouldn't mind just like fitting in more copies of the cards that are good here in the main deck. So just like put a third Clash here in the main deck, put a fourth Repel here in the main deck. Just like I'll be on 3 Sweepers in the main and like 8 pretty quality removal spells here. Yeah, I probably wouldn't just hate having just like put this Ethereal Guardian into the main deck and then play the other Hereafter in the main. Hereafter is especially sweet, like I said, because you can snag creatures out of their crypt that you've repelled, or that Darkheart has killed. Quick skim real quick here of other ideas. We could play like a Tienos too. I'm a big fan of that card. Let's play it. Let's jam a Tienos. It's like a medium-sized card that's decent. Gives us some... Actually, you know what? Let's put one Psychic Ascension in. Yeah. We'll put a Psychic Ascension on the board. Psychic Ascension on the board seems fine, because, like I said, Hero Fall decks are probably hard matchups for us, so let's at least have some. This gives us some threat diversity against them. Maybe even 2 of them I could probably see. Huh. So if we're pretty teched against, like, Wild and other stuff like that, game 1, we could put more cards on the board for... Yeah, so let's put 2 Psychic Ascensions in here. And maybe a couple of Pride Falls. Other quality spot removal, like when Repel's not quite as good. Let's give this a go. Dinglers. Oh, a Dingler sounds great. Let's do that. Let's do one Pridefall, one Dingler. I see Ozawa's Wish being usable. Yeah, there's probably something out there that it's reasonable in. Card's got a powerful text box on it. Like when I look at cards, look at the a hex, a card in general. That card's text box seems reasonably powerful for the amount of resources you're spending on it. Gonna match nice and fast here. I'd like to look at that. Make a bunch of changes to make the Kaigu matchup. That'll be okay against Kaigu. Immediately find Kaigalichu. Sounds good. Seems fine. Transmography probably makes this keepable. Being on the play is actually pretty big because it means Silvertail Adjudicator is likely to be able to draw a card. Hey, bud. Would love to hit a change course here or Soothsaying. Change course there would have been huge, so we could change course hopefully into a fatty and then hereafter it back. Alas, no such luck. Hereafter is actually pretty good in this matchup because my opponent's deck is going to flip fatties into their crypt and we can hereafter them and then Ovo them back. Hey. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and jam this in. Keep our hand low. Can't hero fall us next turn, so... Yeah, don't actually look at those. Like, it takes the market... It takes the market a little while to adjust for stuff like that. Like, when I make a change and start streaming something, it takes them a little while to... It takes a second for people to actually, like, go and list their extra copies of things once other people have bought stuff out. Yeah, I think I'm okay to attack with this. Yeah, if they want to spend a removal spell on Silvertail and Adjudicator, that's fine with me. Because I'm going to have to sacrifice this to this anyway, so pretty happy to get a trade out of here if they offer it. Alright, we hit a Soothsaying. Probably going to make them deal with this Dark Earth up before. Oh, right, just concedes. And a hand like that, I'm just kind of look at it and go, why'd you keep what you kept? Mass Poly Dingler sounds good. I actually don't love Silvertail and Adjudicator in these matchups. Eternal Guardian's probably fine just for some threat diversity. Psychic Ascension definitely coming in. Pridefall seems good. Clash of Steel seems wonderful. You want to sit in Dad's lap? I know it's hard to see the TV from Dad's lap. Don't want to change the gems on my Dark Hearts. I definitely like the +2 toughness gem still because it makes it so we can't get crocked. I kind of like putting in the Sorcery of Sapphire instead of the cheaper one. So that way we can get some value out of them when they come into play. I love you, toddler. Even if you are obnoxious, you're my favorite giant kid. Your brother's not a giant kid yet. He's just a little guy. But you're a giant kid. Usually it has to be Mythics. Like, we streamed a deck with 4x Riftwar Badger, and that card didn't spike. It stayed about the same. I think I'm going to submit like this. Hand seems fine. Pretty happy with the Clash in the opener. And again, Hereafter is great in this matchup because they put troops into their own bin. Hopefully Chlorophilia is on 2 into Champ Power on 3 and put something awesome in his bin, and then we get to Hereafter Ovo it on R3. There's the Chlorophilia we asked for. Change course is not bad. They can dump a fatty in our own bin. Huh. It's like Stormtide Leviathan, right? It's like a 6. It's like a 6/6 flying spell shield card, if I recall. That seems great. If so, Rabbit, sure. That's fine. You can attack. Champ Power, please. Thank you. Put anything good in here for me? Nope. 3 shards. Wow. Hit the 1 non-shard. Seems pretty good. So I don't think I want to burn my Hereafter on getting Dark. Yeah, I guess I could just change course and then Hereafter Dark Heart and change course next turn. That seems fine, actually. Ozawa, the very next card. Oh, I guess I don't get my action this way. It's a little medium. Maybe I'm supposed to just take the Dark Heart there off that last one and like save my Hereafter Ovo ability. I mean, it kinda needs 6 Sapphire. Hold on 1 second, I gotta see what my toddler needs. So we kind of need a shard here, but I actually think second Clash is the pick. We're going to need to clash his board after this cracks to the Dark Heart. Yeah, I'm going to take the Clash. Let's go ahead and do this. I could transmog this, so I don't have to clash it away. But I can also transmog the rabbit, so that goes away. Huh. I'm just gonna pass the turn for now and see what he does, I think. I think I'm fine with him breaking this to a Dark Heart. Probably gonna attack in with this. Transmog your nerd. Wasn't thinking about this aspect of it, but I probably want to transmog this anyways, so... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll block here. The nice thing about them having a bunch of seed pods here is they're going to be encouraged to play more things out here, so they can sack these seed pods to the Dark Heart and like pressure me with the other stuff that they're going to play. So then we can just clash it all away here. Fentio, sure. I'll keep this one. Hey, I'll keep Fentio. Weird. I'm not going to attack with this because he's going to have to sacrifice this on his turn anyways. And I don't want them to be able to get a free attack in with a Speed Rabbit. My opponent can't activate the Fentio in response to this sacrifice. This is not like Magic in Hex. You can only respond to things that target. So because this doesn't target a player or a troop, they don't get a chance to activate this before this trigger occurs. That's fine. That can't attack through my guy. Yep, just passing the turn here. Eventually we'll find another transmog or another Dark Heart and start being able to beat through this. So this is a sacrifice. This is a non-socketed card, so they have to lose the Fentio here. Not sure why they played that out. I can't imagine Carnosaur still in their deck, so this attack has got to be either Extinction or they just want to draw some cards. Either way, I'm pretty okay with it, because I've got like Tienost and this stuff. I must let my Silver Talon Adjudicator draw a card here if they don't have anything worth playing. Another, yep, sure. Sure. This is like a card they're actually playing. They played anything that created a random? I don't think so. Oh, that's hot. Well, let's put this here Arborean Rootfather into play, and then Ovo it back. I guess I could technically do this with their Underworld Crusader too, but I think I'd rather have an 8/8. These are Masakated troops. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. Gemborn Prowler. Okay. Sure. Wow. He thinks he can beat the Dark Heart. Okay. Interesting. I guess he doesn't have a lot left in the tank if I have that on the table, but you're going to have to sacrifice this to... Okay, that creates a random trooper that comes into play. That's fair, I guess. Nice, and got a cycle out of it. That's pretty good. Snap blocking every time. Oh, there's the... Drew the Hero Fall, sure. Okay, so we're going to 15 here. I get to play Tienost out next turn. Sounds wonderful. Tiernos. So when Tiernos deals damage to my opponent, it voids a card they control, and then every card in all zones with the same name as that card. So we will void this and all of their Underworld Crusaders. We're going to take 5, possibly 6 here if they attack with everything. Happily block the Gemborn Prowler. Next turn we will Clash of Steel probably, and then hit them with the Tiernos to clean up their last card. It's a flying Voidfall, man. It voids the things that it takes. Yep. Block this. Take 6, go to 9. They drew a brick here. They're going to be Mistress of Bones. That's a little unfortunate. So this brings back a Venom and a... Oh, they don't have any in there. Okay, sweet. Alright, well, I will Clash of Steel. I'll keep this one. They'll keep this one. I'll Pridefall this. I'll hit them for 5. Tiernos is one of my favorite fun ofs. A lot of my diamond decks end up with one of him. It's just such a powerful card when it goes unanswered. Wow. That just... That's unfortunate for me. Just best draw on their deck or best draw on their deck? Guess I'm going to start with Change Course, see what we find. Transmography, Eternal Guardian. I think I'm going to just snake this Shard of Purpose here, because then if we draw a non-slow shard next turn, we can grab this Ozawa. This is going to put them to 9, and then this is almost lethal on board. I did not see the China picture for Tiernos. Feel free to post a link in chat. Love to see it. So now this gives all of his things spell shield, so can't actually target that. It's unfortunate. Am I jumping here is the question. I think I want to jump here because if I draw the non-slow shard, Zawak is then bigger than the Gargolith. That's unfortunate. Hereafter can let me jump the Gargolith at least. So we need a brick out of our opponent here. And we got a brick. Sweet. That's sweet. Alright, might have had a flicker here. Is everything alive? My desktop freaked out for a second there. Sorry about that. Just get everything resorted here. Looks like it's alive and well. Oh, my computer's not happy. Wonder what I did. All right. Hope everyone is having a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Friday here with us. If you're enjoying the content, remember you can show that support by using the follow or subscribe buttons below the stream. If you missed any of today's stream or any of my other streams, you can find the archive of those streams on my YouTube channel, which is linked in the stream information directly below the stream, or clicking the little I button if you're on mobile. I break all of my archives up on YouTube by game and by deck, so you can watch just the content that you care about. Another Kaigalichu deck. All right. It's funny how a lot of the people playing right now aren't playing the two best decks. It'll be interesting to see how much of the CCS and when people are trying to re-ladder at the beginning of next season actually play those decks again. Yeah, this hand's fine. The last hand just had a whole lot of not do much in it. This hand's got Transmog's interaction and clashes particularly good against Kaigalichu, so. A little bunny foo-foo. Find a little shard now. Obviously not transmogging that. Oh, like battlefields that you play on? It's just, it's the end of the season, and the people playing right now probably just aren't particularly interested in playing those decks. Let's go ahead and change course here. See what we find. I already have plenty of shards. Let's grab another Soothing, I guess. Plenty happy to transmog this nerd next turn. Yeah, just gonna play a slow shard out. Sensei, sure. Definitely transmogging this. Oh. Just in case there's an assault card of some sort in there, let's transmog this now. The old 1-2, the Shock Duster. Silver Talon Adjudicator. It's a sweet pickup. Get to go ahead and draw 2 cards. Unfortunately, we're at the same life total as our opponent, so we don't gain life, but happy enough to pick up 2 cards here. We don't have any fatties in our bin for this Ethereal Caller to bring back with the help of Ovo, but we will at some point, hopefully. Just Soothsaying here? I feel like I do, because I'd kind of like a Transmog or a Repel to kill this Runir Hierophant. Huh, do they have any good thing good in their crypt? They have a Yazucan in their crypt. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to bin this Silver Talon Adjudicator, and I'm going to hereafter the crap out of this Yazucan. This also means they can't get the Azucan back with their champion power or Rotten Rancors or stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty happy with that. Yazucan says at the start of your turn, return a random troop from your crypt, and every troop with the same name as that troop into play under your control. So it will bring us back to Silver Talon Adjudicator, assuming this doesn't die. We could get Krakasword here, though, so... Stomp, Stomp, Roar. These are going to trade for this at least, though, since this has... I guess they just have enough power in general, but this has death or lethal as well. A little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We do get to empower a Soothsaying next turn, which is nice. Draw 4, discard 2. Take a little bit of a lick on the nose here, but not the end of the world. Play this. Hereafter in hand and chain it onto his Rotten Rancor / Rise Again. I mean, there's no guarantee my opponent has Rotten Rancor in their deck. If there was a guarantee that they had Rotten Rancor in their deck, then yeah, sure, but they're not 100% playing that card. If we'd seen Rotten Rancor, perhaps. Oh, I can Caller / Ovo it back, can't I? Huh. I didn't think about that. I forgot that goes into my crypt. Good call. Yeah, I probably should have just done that. Caller into Ovo it back. I'll do that this turn. And actually, now... Huh. Actually, now I just want to do this, right? And start with Clash and see what they do. And they're going to keep the rabbit probably, and then I want to repel that. Yeah, I'm just going to... Oh, I can hereafter over this? Yeah, it seems fine. I'm going to keep this repel up for the rabbit. Hey, toddler.
You have to ration his Gatorade and crackers.
There's the Rotten Rancor. That's unfortunate. I'm unsure why they didn't... opponent made a bit of a mistake there. Unless they didn't want to draw cards for some reason. They probably should have... Yeah, so my missequencing here could easily lose us this game. If I would have held the hereafter, I could have countered the Rotten Rancor. Although I guess I just get to Ethereal Color this back again now, right? Oh, I should have waited. I'm dumb. I don't have an Ovo power ready to go. It does let me draw with Silver Talon Adjudicator, though, which is nice. But perhaps that was a little aggressive of me. This is pretty weak to Krakasor now, though. So it leaves the Krakasor behind, but I guess we have Darkheart to clean up a Krakasor. Oakhenge Ceremony, that's an odd one. Sure. No, Cracker? The Succulent Cluckadon. Yep, that's unfortunate. So, again, I should have waited. I guess I got the draw card here. It's so close. Does it matter? Drew a card. Attack with both of these. Perhaps I should change course before I decide what I'm attacking with there, just to get a little bit better feel for what all my options are going to be here. I could take Soothsaying, but I can't power it this turn. I think I'm actually just going to take the shard so that I can guaranteed stick the Ozawa next turn. Yeah, I'm going to play Darkheart because I feel like he's pretty obligated to kill this. And this also like baits out a hero fall before the Ozawa hits the board, which is reasonable as well. Casual sad rabbit. No sack. So attack with both of these. Opponent's going to take 7. Probably transmog this. They could hero fall this. If they hero fall this, we'll play the Ozawa. Okay, here's the hero fall. God, I can't even imagine how far ahead we'd be if I would have sequenced correctly that we had a Yazukan out still. And we would have counted his Rotten Rancor. Mistress of the Bones, sure. So what are you getting back here? They get a Venom, a Dwarf, and a Shinhair. So they're going to get their big Runeer back. And that's it. Just one big Runeer. That doesn't race my Ozawa opponent. My Ozawa is huge. This is my Ozawa. He is huge. Good job, Hero Fall in my Dark Heart. Attack for 18, gain 18. Between Rivers, what do you mean by did well? That, okay, so they're going to learn the hard way that this is not how this works for them. This is not going to work out in my opponent's favor. We're going to kill both of their Runeer Hierophants, and our Ozawa is going to live. Everyone learns that once. By the time damage checks to see if this should die, it has already become larger because we've gained life. How are we boarding here? I cut the repels last time. We brought in the extra Clash of Steel, the Mass Poly Dingler, and the Psychic Ascensions. Seems pretty clean. The Pride Fall's probably not the worst either. Maybe trim an Ethereal Color since it's a little... I'm going to trim the 4th Dark card, actually, and I'm going to put the... We put Sorcery Gems in these, right? Oh, you know what? This is a little medium. That's probably fine, though. Let's try this. Yep. Everybody does it once. We've got some level up prizes here to claim some chests. I like free stuff. The mighty level 16 Hexer. Oh. You keep in the combo pieces against a deck like Angus. Yeah, you have to, right? The mistake a lot of people make against decks against decks like Angus is that you have to clock them. You can't just kill their creatures and gain life and expect to win the game. You have to actually try to kill them. The conventional Darkheart Silver Talon control deck is not good against Angus, I don't believe. You can't pressure them. You can't close the game. Pretty easy mulligan here. No Sapphire. It's definitely the best of the three. Why is my entire computer running slowly all of a sudden? Yeah, but like planning to draw your dark card on turn 3 is not a good plan. Might restart Hexer real quick if it keeps running pokey. My computer freaked out a second ago, so. Can change course here on 3. Silver Talon Adjudicator does a great job of unmulliganing us, which is nice. Gonna be a rabbit with the sacrifice gem in it. Interesting that he kept the sacrifice gem in here. In matches like this, when I play Kagalichu, I like to cut the sacrifice gem out of things like this because you just you want your Runeers to be basically don't want to be 2 for 1ing yourself essentially. Am I supposed to just take the 4th shard guaranteed here? I'm going to take the change course here because it gives us a redraw, basically. It gives us a turn to see if we draw a shard naturally before we commit to taking a shard with the change course, which I think is fine. Also gives us more of a chance to get things into the bin here. So yeah, so since we hit this, I'm just going to go ahead and play out the slow shard, and then 10 out of 10 going to transmog this Runeer next turn. You doing okay, bud? Yeah.
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 I love you, toddler. Let's go ahead and transmog their big scary thing here in a second. Got Rotten Rancor back to his hand. That's an important one to take note of, especially since they have Mistress of the Bones in the Crypt. Go ahead and say, turn this into something less scary. Yep, have a grizzly bear. So, little awkward since we know that they have the Rotten Rancor, the Silver Talon Adjudicator. I really don't want to play it out because they can just, Rancor the Mistress back into play. And I can't draw cards with it anyways. So I think... No, I would draw cards, huh? Yeah, for the sake of drawing cards, let's just go ahead and do this. Hopefully we'll find a Clash of Steel. We've got 4 of those in our deck. Famous last words, right? Hopefully we draw a Clash of Steel. We've got 2 draws there, plus a draw step, plus 3 looks with a change course to find a Clash, so... That seems fine. Otherwise we're just, waiting until we find a Hereafter. So, Rancor your Mistress, that's fine. Sacrifice the extra of the egg to this. I could see sacrificing nothing here, because again, you just like want multiple bodies. Kind of. I guess sacrificing this is better in the event that you get Clash of Steeled. When a big Runeer left over is your last thing. Okay. Deck for 1. Alright, 4 looks at a Clash of Steel. Pridefall's not the worst. I guess I'll take another resource so we can kick the Soothsaying next turn. Pass the turn here, taking up to 7 this turn looks like. What 6 drop do you have? That stupid seed pod thing? A Yazukan. Huh. I think I'm Pride's falling this, then hoping for the best on this one. Try and find a Clash of Steel or something. He's got some blanks in his crypt anyways, so we'll take 6 here down to 18. That could be wrong. We're taking a lot of damage, though. Huh. So that means I can take the Runeer out of their crypt. Doesn't seem awful. I could take the Runeer with this and then play Darkheart. And just, like, race. Could also Soothsaying and, like, look for a bigger threat for our crypt. Yeah, I think I like take Runeer and then Darkheart and race. This also takes his best thing out of his crypt. Oh, that reverts it so it's tiny. Sure. I think that's still fine. We knew that was how that worked, right? Alright, so we got an Angelic Ascension. Transform target troop into an angel. Okay, so we have to upgrade something into a 4/4. Oh, wait. We can downgrade this into a 4/4 angel. That's funny. That's definitely happening. The old Angelic Ascension is the most expensive Lamafy in the world. Yes, you can. He's looking a little angelic, don't you think? How? Taking 10 in the air here. Oh, huh. And then the Angelic Ascension actually leaves us dead on board. We have a troop in our crypto, so we can Ethereal. Ooh. Probably losing this game. I think we were going to lose this game regardless without a Clash of Steel. What's our sequence of draws that get us out of this here? Clash into something else could... Oh, we could Clash and then have Ethereal Caller as a chump blocker. That seems fine. Oh, no, wait. We can... Yeah, Clash is just, like, a great draw, right? Because we can Clash and then Caller back the Darkheart and then turn back into a Darkheart. Psychic Ascension. A little slow. So let's go ahead and Soothsaying here. 2 draws a Clash. I don't... Alright, fine. We'll show him a shard, I guess. Like to concede. We have 4 Clashes in our deck, right? Yep. Good. Just checking. Just wanted to concede and make sure we still had 4 in there. Let's try again now. You falling asleep, buddy? Do you want to go lay down on the couch with your tablet? It's probably more comfortable than sitting in Dad's lap on his hand. More comfortable for who, Dad? Yeah. Yeah, that's the question. Alright, let's try putting you on the couch. I would like to go first. Thank you. Sounds fine. Little medium. Lead on that. Change course next turn. Turn 2 Crusader, turn 2 Rabbit. That's technically a turn 2 Rabbit, but not the scary one. I'm going to grab the Hereafter here. We can set up a fast Azawa this game, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we probably want a fast Azawa. It's like on the off chance he doesn't have it, we can just like mow him down. Oh, we don't have the, I would say fast Dark Heart, but we actually don't have the discount gem in it, which could be wrong. I don't know, the random action gem seems okay too. We're going to play this at some point. We still have a plan here at least. They did change their gems this game. This. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for it here. What do the kids say? YOLO. If this gets Hero Fall and then Dark Heart doesn't get Hero Fall, it's less likely to get Hero Fall in. And if he wants to Hero Fall after a transform, that's fine with me. I'd much rather have a the Azawas out of my deck. If I get 2 to 3 connections in with this, that should be more than enough life total buffer for the Psychic Ascension to live to take over the game. Probably 2+ connections is enough to get for that to take over the game. They didn't Hero Fall it at our end steps. I'm assuming they don't have it just yet unless they just picked it up. Why now rather than Hereafter on his end step? I guess that's fair. Playing it now plays around the possibility of Rotcast being drawn as their card for the turn. it gives them more information, but I think playing around Rotcast is worthwhile. If I had Rotcast in my 75 and I was playing the opponent's deck, I would definitely be bringing it in this matchup. You are correct that we could Hereafter at their end step and then Ozawa it on or Ovo it on our turn. Oh crap. Ah, damn it. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I bumped the auto pass button. So I think getting this attack in is more important than playing out this Dark Heart. But I should have. I intended to transmog at their end step if I hadn't had my auto. What does this do? God dang it. Gave him one of the best 1-drops in the game. Correct. It does use his resources less efficiently, and maybe he's more likely to have Hero Fall, but like the upside, they're like higher. The downside to him having Rockcast is higher than the upside if he has Hero Fall. Yeah, Giant Butterfly is bad for us, and I should have. If I had a Dark Heart in play here. Oh, I should let him block and then transmog. But what if he gives him something else with lethal? Okay, so like now I'm not attacking either way, so it doesn't matter. Now I'm pretty sure it's strictly correct to play around the 1 to 2 1-drops that have lethal. No. No, it's I'm certain. I guess if I played Dark Heart I'd lose my Ozawa. So maybe that doesn't really matter. I think I'm okay offering this trade. Oh, I can't offer that trade, it's defensive. Oh, I could revert this, right? Yeah, let's do that. I don't have any other things in sight. Yeah, I'm fine with this trade, especially since I have the Dark Heart in my hand. Correct, but if he gets something else with lethal, I'd much rather wait until I have another removal spell so I can attack into it. Like, you're saying you should play around him getting a Giant Butterfly, but I shouldn't play around him getting something with lethal when there's more things with lethal than there are Giant Butterflies? Like, that's the sequence like you have to ask yourself about. You're being results based with your thinking. I think the objectively correct play is to transmog first and then attack. If you have a reason for why it is not the objectively correct play, feel free to let me know. That's really unfortunate. Do we know he had Rotten Rancor? I don't think we did. Alright, well. Here come a bunch of Runear Hierophants with speed. God damn it. 16 cards into our deck without a clash again. It's unfortunate. I guess getting 2 hits in probably isn't enough for the Psychic Ascension to take over when we continue drawing bricks and they hit action. It's unfortunate. I think the Butterfly is literally the only one that we don't want him to get there. I'm fairly confident that that's the case. There's at least 2 1-drops with lethal. At least 2. Okay, well that deals with the Yazuken at least. And then we can play this in 2 turns, possibly. One shot, target troop. Seriously? Oh, we're getting destroyed by our transmogs. Oh, RNGesus. Uh, you just have to laugh sometimes because it's not in your control. And if you can't lose games like this without getting real frustrated, you probably just shouldn't play TCGs. Variance by design. Okay, that's a good bit of RNG there. Are we still dead? I don't think we're dead. This is only a target I control, right? Yeah, let's pass the turn here. Scale of 1 to dead, where we at? This? Oh, okay, yep, got it. Good beats. Okay, doke, let's play. I'm gonna restart Hexer really quick. It's running kind of pokey since my computer freaked out. Could be something else going on in the background, but let's just give it a re-kick here real quick. Yeah, but I mean, like, if he got the samurai, he would have just been able. Did he have a resource up there? It wasn't even that they had all the things, it's that our things gave them more wonderful things. Actually, let me check where my wife is at in the ladder really quick. Hopefully she's still. Oh, Christy might have to play some. She's down to 45. She was 38. A lot of movement. Good morning, afternoon, and night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Friday afternoon here with us. It's not one of my normal stream days. We're doing a little bit extra since I missed a couple of days due to being sick this week. Ooh, Angus, sweet. Wanna get a feel for this matchup, see if this is good, bad, or otherwise. We can fast combo. I can't win, but fast combo, fast dark heart, easy mulligan. Easy come, easy go. Auto mulligan. I'm gonna go to 4 here. That hand just doesn't do anything. This hand is actually, one of the more reasonables. Dark Heart, right on time. That's a great picture, Panda. All right. Anarchist here. Okay, can unmulligan us here a bit. Okay. Adjudicator. Sure. Not finding a sapphire here is going to be the death of us, probably. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, at least we got double transmog next turn. We got that going for us. So I can play this. All right, what's the line here? We can transmog this, we can transmog this one, and then we can change course into an Ovo and here or into an Ozawa and hereafter it back. Here's hoping. Mama Yeti. Another anarchist, sure. I'm gonna transmog this new one so that way it won't have speed. Whatever it turns into, which is good since it's a Clobberdon. Good lord. Alright, let's transmog this one. So it's not attacking anymore. And you always want to this is our transmogs are so awful. This is exactly why you want to transmog after they attack with their 1-drop. Because Forge of Kadak would possibly provide them with a resource otherwise. We need a lot to go right here. Need a lot to go right. We need to hit. I could play Silver Talon Adjudicator, but I think the play to win line is hit Ozawa and hope they don't have an instant speed interaction. And we missed and are dead. Alright, Eternal Guardian's not good. Tianost, not good. Clash of Steel is not good. Totem Trap and Immortality and are good. Do these other cards in here? Probably not. Extra Silver Talon Adjudicator, probably fine. It does make Lasgard's Vengeance cheaper. I think I'd rather play around the percentage of it turning into a Forge than the percentage of them having a Lasgard's Vengeance, but that's an interesting math problem to think about. Maybe just like Trim an Ethereal Caller and a Soothsaying here. Just like comboing's kind of slow. I think I'm going to give this a try. Darkheart is one of the single best cards in this matchup. It's a 4/6, which is a 4/6 is excellent. This is easily one of the best cards in the matchup. It's very, very good. No, I cut the Guardian here because it's a 4/4. On a scale of 1 to do nothing, this hand just doesn't do anything. If we're really lucky with these change courses, it's amazing. This hand's fine. Totem Trap's pretty good. have Totem Trap to kill the Anarchist here on 2. Totem Trap does 3 damage to an attacking or blocking troop. Also kills Matriarch on 3. Nice slow start out of them, which is good for us. Ethereal Caller. I'm going to go ahead and hold Totem Trap up here, I think. Power Popper asking the real questions. Alright, trap that guy, and then the Silver Talon Adjudicator is not going to gain us life again. It's actually kind of funny how awkward this card is against Angus, because it almost never gains you life on 4 because of how low their starting life is, but it's going to draw some cards here on 4, which feels great. And now we have the combo, so... But why does that make the card you're talking about not good, Yukito? The deck is... The most powerful cards in the Angus deck are the troops. So... Alright, I think we just go for the gusto here, and I think we just Soothsaying looking for a Hereafter. So the percentage play is here. I could either Soothsaying and see 2 cards for 4 Hereafters, or I could change course and see 3 cards for 2 Ozawas. I think I'd rather see... I guess the other upside, though, is if I change course into a Dark Heart, I'm also okay with that. So I could change course into 2 different Ozawas or 4 different Dark Hearts, or I'm Soothsaying looking for one of my 4 Hereafters. So I guess change course is probably the better percentage play here, since I'm also okay getting Dark Heart. And we kind of bricked here. We get a Repel at least, which is, kind of an okay prize, I suppose. Yeah, but I have Soothsaying for Caller Ozawa next turn regardless. So we're going to 12. This puts us to 8. Ozawa, you're so tiny, Ozawa. You're so tiny. Oh, wow. Hereafter is actually a pretty good pickup here, because I can grab the Ozawa and repel this Mama Yeti, which is nice. So this says 12/12 on it right now, but it's actually much smaller than that. Lasgar's Vengeance actually probably kills us here. Correct, yeah. Opponent was tapped out, so they can't burn the Phantom. We got that going for us. Lasgar's Vengeance does 4 to this, and it does 4 to our health, and this does... So Lasgar's Vengeance actually kills this here. Because Lasgar's Vengeance puts us to 8, and then this puts us to 4. So scale of 1 to dead probably just did here. All right, well. Block. I'm so confused. Well, now we're definitely winning the game. Maybe they did. Now they had to realize that it had life drain, right? That's why it's good. Yeah, if you block Mama Yeti with a 5/5 Ozawa, it does in fact live. You gain life and then state-based actions are checked. Yeah, I guess. Hit submit here. You know, actually, I'm gonna cut this collar and put this extra Pride's Fall in, especially on the draw. It's another way to kill Mama and Matriarchs that are a little bit bigger. Either misplay. Yeah, that is correct. Either made a mistake or their hand is just awful. This hand is a solid medium. Think I can't mulligan double repel. I guess I have 7 pieces of 1-drop removal, so maybe I can, in good conscience, mulligan double repel. Especially without a fast combo draw. I have Adjudicator though too, which is pretty big game. Okay, that's fine. It wasn't going to be cheaper at our turn anyways, right? The good news is we get to discard one of these dark arts, and then if we draw hereafter, we can bring it back, I guess. If he's got a matriarch here, the question then becomes, do I repel the matriarch? No matriarch. Okay, that's good. Definitely kill the anarchist. Kill that. Get it, got it good. No other plays. God bless. Totem Trap is great. It's an answer to this silly baby Yeti. Probably a mammy getting jammed down her throat next turn. Anarchist. Okay, probably just trapping that and then playing change course here. Actually, I'm going to change course first. Let's see what we get. Ooh, Immortality's pretty good. So still can't gain life with this Adjudicator because Angus starts with 17 health. Kinda awkward. Grab a second Sapphire because why not? So Immortality says if we would lose the game this turn, instead our life total becomes 10. Take him a 1. Yep. Alright, well. Play him a 6 toughness dark heart. Good luck, Godspeed. Coffee's for closers, and Dark Heart's all about getting himself a cup of joe. Opponent is smart here in not activating their champion power until they need it to close, because if they would have activated their champion power, we would have been able to gain life with Silver Talon Adjudicator already. There's Mrs. Mammy. Am I blocking here? Nah, there's just like no way I should block here, right? I have Silver Talon Adjudicator to gain the life back anyways. Go ahead and start attacking with Dark Heart, I think, here. Need to close the game out. This is going to kill Mama Yeti next turn anyways. Guess if he's got like double Fireball here, I could be a little sad. I probably should have attacked with this first, because if he kills this, I'd like to hold up Repel for the Mama Yeti. Alright, sorry about that. We should be alive again. And it's back up. Welcome back. So, played a Silver Talon Adjudicator, got hit by Mama, opponent played a second Mama here. Between Immortality and Repel, we should be pretty well off this game. Do I take the Hereafter? Do I take the Resource? I think I'm actually going to take the Resource here so we can just work towards this Azawa. Probably don't even need it. Can't hurt though. Baby Yurty, sure. Let's see if this thing attacks. Sure. Yeah, honestly, I probably don't even want to play the Azawa out. I probably should have taken the Hereafter, and then Hereafter. Yeah, yep, that's fine. Deal. It's actually a pretty good draw because it puts my opponent down on board. Yeah, I definitely should have taken the Hereafter last turn, and then Hereafter, and then Ovoed, and then even if he killed my thing in response, I'd be taking a burn spell out of their hand. I think I'm fine trading a Champ Activation and a Hereafter for a burn spell. Yep. Alright, dead to Fireball, Burn, or Burning Tendrils here. GG's, close. It is in fact close. Do you got it? Yep. And we did. Alright. Alright. You know, what you gonna do? Alright, I think that's going to close out the Hex portion of my stream today. My buddy told me he just finished building a sweet new Pokemon deck, so we are going to fire up some Pokemon TCG here. Riposte also on the list of cards that we died to there. Log in. All right. Even have an appropriate shirt. Yep. All right, so let's look at this bad boy here real quick. I'm gonna take a picture and tweet it out. What is this? Believe it's an expanded deck. Donk and Idiot. Yes, Ryan named it appropriately. Okay, so I click the edit button and then expand like this. This is the aptly named Donk and Idiot. This deck is capable. So normally in Pokemon, you you can't attack on the first turn of the game if you go first, but this deck is capable of beating its opponent turn 1 on the play because of this card. It says Fast Raid. If you go first, you could use this attack on your first turn. So this deck is capable of knocking out, dealing like 100 plus points of damage with Fast Raid on the first turn of the game on the play. So we're gonna give this a go, I think. So hold on just a second. All right. Oh no, what happened? It disconnects. I should stop.